Hi everyone, it's Tawny. I'm not sure how long the backlight that you can kind of see here, I'm not sure how long it's going to last for. The batteries are kind of dying in it, and I can see that it's slowly fading, so we're just going to have to rely on my handy dandy ceiling fan light and hope that it's good enough. I apologize for that lighting, but we're doing kind of sort of a haul slash unboxing slash talking about new makeup I've gotten recently, so I don't think that's going to be such a big deal. I've ordered a lot of makeup, a lot of Poshmark makeup lately, which is kind of interesting. I hadn't really ever like delved or dove into Poshmark buying. I sell a lot of makeup on there. Check out my link to my site down below. Yeah. I've, looked around on there and didn't really get a whole lot and whatever. And then recently I've started getting makeup, and I buy a lot of the makeup that is like, has only been swatched or hasn't been used. And most of the time that's like more expensive makeup, which is fine by me because like it's usually like discounted enough. It's not like full price, which I'm okay with. And it's helping someone else out because if they're selling it on there, then I guess they need the money or something. I don't really know. But I've bought a lot of makeup that way. I also bought some from Ccolor Cosmetics, which is in this pink box here, which they're kind of like well, I can't think of any brands right now, so we're gonna move on. But they're a brand that dupes makeup brands and different palettes and things and kind of like steals the ideas. I think Bad Habit, that was the brand. It like just hit me. Bad Habit used to do that. They're no longer a brand. They no longer sell makeup anymore. But I'm gonna open this because I opened it at my parents' house, then like repackaged it all so I could make sure I could get home in the same, like I could keep all the packaging that came with it. But they do a lot of like dupe type videos or dupe type palettes and things, and I bought a couple. And I've heard good things from Julia Mazzucato and some other people, so I was like, well, I'll check them out. And their stuff was like relatively like cheap. And then I also got some eyeshadow palettes from Kaleidos makeup. I did the 21-day shipping, and it took 21 days, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was dying for it to get here, so I was kind of like, hurry up a little bit. I'm like, I'm ready for it. I want it. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about a bunch of new makeup that I have. I previously bought the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette off Poshmark, and it came, I think, swatched, but basically unused, and I love it. I'm really glad I bought it, and the seller was really nice, so that's a good thing. Another one that I've bought, I'm just gonna kind of go over some stuff. Another one I bought was the Jaclyn Hill palette. I was afraid that I had bought the restocked version, which had like the bad formula. It wasn't the original formula, but I used it to make this eye look, and I'm kind of like pleased with how it turned out. I think the quality was good. I'm not the biggest fan of the color, like the color scheme, especially because of the greens, blues, and purples, but there's enough shades in here that I feel like I can like do nice stuff with make some good looks. And I kind of wanted this in my collection because everyone raves about it, and I was like, I need to get my hands on it. Mainly Julia Mazzucato. She was kind of the reason that I like wanted to pick it up. And then I also went out and bought the Air Volume Mega Mascara in Blackest Black from L'Oreal. I haven't tried it yet. I've been seeing a lot of good things about it, like in their emails and on Facebook and like random ads, but not from any influencer that's used it or talked about it on their channels, which is really weird, and I'm not quite sure. Like, it's good promotion on their part for people that don't watch YouTube and don't keep up with influencers, but as someone who does and is somewhat of an influencer, I guess, because I have a YouTube channel, I'm a little bit like confused, but I'm willing to try it out, and I had some money at CVS, so it worked out. My first one that I have, and I ordered this stuff, this SH blank blank, like 2 months ago, and haven't had a chance to talk about it because I wanted to do like a full face of new makeup. This dummy has not bought a full face of new makeup in like a year, or enough to do a full face of new makeup, so it's been sitting around, and I'm like, you know what, I need to just freaking use it because I'm tired of seeing it just sit there, me not use it. So I got the e.l.f. matte blotting powder. It's just in like their basic shade. I saw Andrea something talk about this in a video, and I guess she has oily skin because she said she likes to use it to help mattify her makeup, so I thought I'd get it and try it out. I think a free product is their lip stain and red orange wash. I'm not sure how I feel about, maybe I picked this up myself, Not sure how I feel about this. I like lip stains in theory, but I've never got to try one that, like, you know, I like or am interested in trying or whatever. So I'm going to try that out and see how I feel about that. I got one of their lipsticks in Cider, which I saw and really liked the shade, especially for fall, even though I just missed the month of October because I wouldn't use it. But this is giving me like KKW vibes in terms of packaging, but you're saving like $20. So, because this was like $2 or $3. I'm not a big fan of the packaging in general. I don't like seeing the product like that because it's just kind of like, I like nice packaging, but there's that. And then I also got some of their blush and cheek face duos. I got Cantaloupe, Leche, but it's with 2 E's. This one's a nice like mauve color. I got Spiced Apple, which is a little bit like deeper than Leche. And then I got Coconut, which decided to break, which I was most excited for because it was going to be my bronzer. So I haven't opened it up because it broke. I was going to contact e.l.f., but then I'm like, you know, it was like $3, and I can always just press it in. And then I'm thinking, this highlighter might be too deep for me, so maybe if I just, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably just like throw that half away and just use the matte like blush bronzer shade. So we'll see. I'm going to go into the Ccolor Cosmetics stuff first because I kind of like want to save the Kaleidos for last. I bought the Sundown eyeshadow palette, and it looks like this on the outside. It's giving me like major circus vibes, even though I feel like it's supposed to be giving you like western-y vibes. This packaging on the outside almost looks like it's off-center and or like crooked, which is bothering me, but I think it's just like the printing here, which is a little bit like you're not helping your case on being a brand that steals from other brands. This one reminds me of the palette, the Good Sport palette from ColourPop. I think the one that's discontinued that Julia Mazzucati really likes. So I picked this up. These are all really shades that I'm interested in. I'm not a big fan of like yellows, but it's nice to have a yellow in your collection. So that's always something to keep in mind. I'm really a big fan of like all of the shimmers and then a lot of like the brown neutrals because that's what I gravitate towards on a daily basis. So I thought that I could at least get a good use out of this palette and like would be able to use it a lot. So that's always something I try and keep in mind is like, am I going to use this palette? Because I don't want to buy a palette if I don't like the colors enough or don't see myself being able to make enough looks with it. Because I've gotten rid of a lot of palettes lately just because I don't think I'd be able to make a lot of looks out of what's in them, or there's not enough neutral shades for me to like keep the rest of what's in there. And the next one I got is the Dusk to Dawn palette, which is the, but I think in this palette I'd like to try using a lot of the shimmers and more of like the orangey reds and stuff and trying to like push myself to do different looks. So I'm very excited to use this, and look how like nice the packaging looks. It's so cute. It's really long though, which I think is kind of, I think you'll get a lot of like color payoff, but like super long. Like look at that. It's weird. Never had a palette that long. So I'm excited to get use out of those and just to test out the formula and see how much I like them. And then I ordered from Kaleidos, and I got 3 of their eyeshadow palettes that come in like 5 or 6 in a palette. They had a sale going on where if you bought 3, it was like $59, whereas originally it's like $72 or something. So I was like, well, I was gonna get 2 or 3 of them anyway, so might as well just do this, you know, that they're pushing. And I got 3 of the palettes. One of the ones that was the yellow and green grungy looking one was sold out, but I'm not interested in that color scheme, even though it's like the most requested, the one that people seem to be using all the time, which made me want it because it was sold out and people use it and talk about it, but it's not colors that I would feel myself using at all ever. So I was kind of okay, like glad it was sold out, so then I wasn't like pushing to get it. The first one I got is Futurism 2, and it is Cyber Bronze. I was gonna say cider, and I'm like, no, it's not a fall themed palette. It is Cyber Bronze. I cannot get this. I already opened it and looked at it because I want to make sure everything came okay, which it did. I don't know why I was like unsure because it came in like the best packaging for eyeshadow palettes I've ever seen. Honestly, I'm not kidding you. Look at this packaging. Isn't this amazing? This is the type of palette that I would like literally keep just because the packaging is so pretty. And it has that like magnetic snap. Kind of reminds me of like Pat McGrath, even though I've never had a Pat McGrath palette. And this is what the inside looks like. I think this is one, it has enough red that it can like diversify your look, but it's a very neutral themed palette, but I didn't get the neutral palette. So that was kind of like I'm allowed to have a neutral palette, but I'm not allowed to get the one that's like pure brown because I was trying to like steer clear of that. The fire alarm just went off. So I'm sorry if you hear any noise, but they gotta do what they gotta do, so, you know. Anyway, the next one I have is Futurism 3. Hey, I'm going in order. Look at me. Oh my gosh. Futurism 3, and it is Astro Pink. This is one that I believe Julia Mazzucato kind of like, she talked about it enough that I was like, I think I'm going to get it. And I really like this packaging, especially on the back. I made some paintings when it was safe to go out and do things. It was like a sip and dip kind of a thing, but it wasn't really like drinking, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't push that you drink or anything, but you went and did the pour where you put all the stuff in a cup and then you pour it, and then you could use this little flame thing to make the bubbles pop if you dripped like iodine or something. I don't think it was iodine, but you dripped something clear over it and it makes like little bubbles and stuff. It reminds me of like this kind of marbly look, so that's exciting. So this one is their more purpley palette, but it has that nice blue. So I figured this could be my like, okay, don't ever buy any blue again. Like I always gravitate towards palettes that have that shade in it, that sparkly blue, but then never end up using it. So now I have a palette that I'll use all the purples and the matte and the matte neutrals and the shimmer shade here. And I think I might even get use out of this one because it looks like a dark navy blue. But then I also have this really nice like aqua turquoise blue that I could try and use up. So that's exciting. I'm excited to try and use that one because it's not typically a palette I would gravitate towards, but I'm interested in making more looks out of my palettes. And then I have Futurism 5, which is Electro Turquoise, and it looks like this. It's probably my least favorite packaging, but that's okay because not all the packaging can be nice. And okay, let's move that. It looks like this. It is the blue and purple one. I'm not really sure what this matte brown is doing in here, but I can always use it, like use all three palettes together. I really like this white glitter up here, so I'm excited about that. And then I really like this turquoise kind of light blue shimmer sparkle glitter thing. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to try and see how I use this palette. Maybe I'll try and make a look like solely with this palette just to see like what I can do and like push myself, because that's the whole goal of like using this makeup ever since I've been watching a lot of Julia Mazzucato's videos, is just like, let's try and see what kind of makeup looks I can come up with and what kind of things I can do. So I'm very excited about those. I think that's all I have to talk about right now. I have 2 more palettes coming from Poshmark, and I'm not sure if I have any other makeup coming, but I'm excited to use those, excited to try out all of this makeup and see how much I like it. And I'm very excited to be using a lot more indie brand makeup because I find that most of the like typical brands you buy eyeshadow palettes from are kind of like not impressing me as much. And then the drugstore hasn't been coming out with very much in the terms of like eyeshadow palettes and stuff. So it'll be nice to like try something new and support brands that are a little bit more under the radar. So I definitely recommend you guys go check them out. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell down below so you get notified when I upload. Check out previous videos and check out future videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!